Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's the Patriots going up against the Dolphins. So for the call of this week's 17 matchup, let's send it out to our broadcast team, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to rain-soaked Miami, Florida. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, things haven't gone exactly according to plan to this point. But, boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is. Win this one, they can start to think about a turnaround.
This will be fielded at the 8. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he will find his man on the outside. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
That was a nice completion on an out route. And those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Here we go now. 3-19. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. 2 Patriots there to bring him down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
Play clock winding down. They'll look to throw here. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And they'll go on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a first down.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college. With all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
10 yards still left on 2nd down. Now they try the right side here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long.
All right, here we go. Green,
And the play clock's running down. He'll look to throw. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there. I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
Try and start this drive in the air. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
And the Dolphins getting set to go here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Holding offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. And on the ground they go with a running back. Call it a 6-yard gain. Still plenty of work to do coming up. 3rd and 14.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Time running out here on the play clock. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. They'll need to get the play off quickly. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. So the Patriots coming out now. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one. And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, You enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
3rd down and 1. Now back to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
It's taken to the 26. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
Let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Play clock winding down. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. A gain of 6 there on first.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And the play clock's running down, and they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And this time not as successful, as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. A whole bevy of Patriots there that time to bring him down. And if you're the defense and those D tackles, you like that they're trying to run the football here against your 4-3, don't you?
Yeah, because they tend to eat things up because they are so strong and physical, and especially when they play with leverage where they get lower than the offensive linemen and control them. And what I love about the good defensive tackles, they can play over the guards, they can slide and play over the center. Nobody in the offense likes that day when they have to deal with those guys. Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Time running out here on the play clock. They'll drop to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And thus far in this NFL season, no touchdown scored for him, and he's not going to get it on that play either.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
2nd and goal. Defense digging in again here. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, It was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, then maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry. Now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration. And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
And now you've got options on second down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
But when it comes to the running game, the New England Patriots, they're one of the few teams in the NFL that I don't think care much about balancing things out.
Last year, to your point, 5th in passing yardage, number 30 in the run game.
What they want to do each and every week is make a game plan based on their opponent, not so much their own personnel, and they try to attack that way.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Holding offense. The penalty is declined.
Here's Ryan Allen now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. That's pulled in at the 32. So a turnover-filled first quarter of play comes to an end. 0-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field, and they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. They'll look to throw. That is incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Looking to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 9 yards on the play and a first down. Well, the coaches mentioned they weren't as concerned about big play offense. They thought they could get some shorter, quicker stuff and be consistent. And that's kind of what they showed there.
What they saw in preparation, what they saw on film, is a defense that likes to get out fast in terms of coverage, meaning they either bail out or they give them a lot of space to throw the underneath stuff, so they decide they'd take advantage of it and worked on it hard in practice this week.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. And a couple of big boys up front defensively, and in that 4-3, those D tackles so vital.
Extremely vital. I love how you describe that because if they control things up front, often it's over the guard. Sometimes they slide and make it over the center. It's really hard to get a play started then because a lot of teams want to start inside out running the football. But against a good 4-3, you may not find any space. And on that play, there was zero space, no gain.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. So a costly penalty and now a tougher third down situation. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got time. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Gronkowski, the intended target. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 20. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one. An extra corner on the field for New England here on 3rd down.
Yeah, another DB. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Play clock winding down. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
First down.
All right, now, look at 56.
it to him right up the gut. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way. It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more.
And that's why you see so many teams play a 3-4 defense, because that set gives you a lot of flexibility about where to bring pressure from, and it's hard for an offense to pick it up. Left side, right side, up the middle, especially with some really flexible linebackers.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm. Well,
absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And it's fielded at the 34. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And out come the Dolphins now. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
The play clock's running down. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Time running out here on the play clock. He'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Their dangerous wide receiver with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins are in for 6. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. There it results in a touchdown. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push them back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up 1st downs.
They go play action here on 1st down. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Back to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
So 3rd and 20, defense in the nickel.
Surprised they didn't go with 6 DBs, the dime look.
Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
And they'll run it here. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Larry Ridley will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down.
Set. Green 39. Detroit. Detroit. Gun. 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 Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field.
Here we go. Blue landed.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing left side, he's got Gronk complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rap.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And quickly, they get to the line. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down, if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but
so here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
you're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Let's go. Blue 90.
Back to throw now on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 6, and it's a 2nd down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Let's go.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Holding offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll slide down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right.
Green 39. Green 39.
They'll throw now on the final play. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando, he's standing by with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Dolphins right now are doing a good job protecting their house. The Patriots, on the other hand, want to quiet this crowd and turn things around. All right, let's roll those highlights. 3rd down from inside the 10. He'll fumble the football after the catch. Now 2nd and 8. Completion will be made here to a wide open man. And the pass and catch will end up going for 16 yards. Sticking with the same drive. Broken coverage here on the pass play. And he finds his mark for the score. Dolphins going up by 6. Patriots with the football late in the half. The pass and catch would lead to a fumble. Dolphins recover the ball and return it for a touchdown. Lead now goes to 13. Staying late in the half. The connection will be made from the gun. And the play will come to an end after a gain of 15. So that's it for us at the EA Sports Studio. We'll go back now to Miami for the start of the second half.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. They go play action here on first down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 22 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a New England first down. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Set. Green 39. Green 30.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's got time in the pocket. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
So 2nd and 10 here.
What's left? What's left? All right, here we go. Blue landed. Blue landed.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. come out throwing here to start the drive. Going to throw right side here. Complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And the way that he ran last week has not been duplicated here. What gives, Charles?
I don't know. Maybe it was the big meal he took him for after the game last week. I don't know. Being a little bit facetious here, but I do know that after last week's game, the coaching staff awarded game balls to every starting offensive lineman. They're not playing to the same level this week. I don't know if they're seeing different things on defense that have really fouled things up in their blocking scheme, or if they're just not as sharp. Because right now, he's not finding the creases, can't find the gaps to get through and get upfield. An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words,
they come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
no gain on that run. And while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he will find his man on the outside. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Now back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And when you've already thrown 2 interceptions, you got to take extra special care of the football because that one could very easily have been a 3rd.
Yeah, off balance, pressure coming. Probably just has to stick that one in his pocket, right?
He does. I just think that when he's in a rut like this, I think this happens to a lot of quarterbacks, they try and overcome it by making big-time throws. Throws they know they shouldn't make, but they're hoping to complete them rather than having the confidence that they actually will.
A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
He'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Hurry up, here we go. 56, Blue 90.
Play clock winding down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And, Charles, they only needed a yard there. They try to pass the football. What do you think?
Well, I can't really go all out and kill them for the call because that 3rd and 1 fake and throw it over the top for a big play, that often does work. But in this situation, the pressure got to him.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. Try and start this drive in the air. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Well, they get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Back to throw here. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside, not easily covered, and then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the first. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to walk, and he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Holding offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. A good productive run there on 1st down. He winds up getting 8.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. 2 Patriots there to bring him down.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
The play clock's running down. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. They'll come out in the pistol.
All right, here we go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
So now here come the Dolphins. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great effort there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And thanks to the interception, the Dolphins offense cashes in with 6. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. They'll look to throw. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line,
It's a third down situation in the fourth quarter. Time to see if this defense is up to the task. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Time running out here on the play clock. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game.
This offense has marched the ball down the field nicely. In good position, can they finish the drive off? 1st and 10 in the red zone. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And the seemingly endless drive continues. They come out here in the eye. They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
And that pickup of a 1st down, That's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. His pass caught at the 4. No gain there on the completion. It'll be second down. And if you're going to pass down here, you better get that in the end zone.
I agree with you totally. And as we both know, the field's already condensed. There's just not a lot of space. So you've got to create some by getting some people downfield into the end zone. If you want to throw it short, you've got to have some movement, some room in order to do that. That one didn't work.
Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Offense has been out there a while. This is their 14th play in this series.
Let's go! Blue, Landon!
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. That's caught at the 3. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And this is not even going to get there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So that's one you almost never see at this level. A wobbler from very short range, and it winds up no good.
All right, Brandon, if he slipped or someone got a hand on it, then I could understand it, but it's almost like you heard a whistle or something that stopped his swing. A very strange result, especially for an NFL kicker.
And now out come the Patriots. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but so they just got the ball off the interception. Now can this offense take advantage? Great field position, 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Here we go now.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Get your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly. Wise beyond his years. So for Miami, it's an 11th win of the year as they'll finish the regular season at 11-5. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, it'll be a 10-loss season as they wrap up 6-10. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.